Howdy, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. Hello, how's it going? Welcome back. Thank you very much for joining me for here for another one, another live one. As a matter of fact, New West Reset Live, episode 163 here today. We're going to be looking at old portraits from Quebec from 1864 to 1898. And this is going to be from the McCord Stewart Museum Collection. So thank you very, very much for winding down your weekend and joining yours truly here Sunday, March the 22nd, 2026. Just a wee bit past 5 p.m. Mountain Time. That's local time, of course, because we're coming at you live from the foothills of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, Calgary, Alberta, right here in the southwestern corner of the province. It's windy. We're getting those warm Chinook winds blowing from the south by west, the west by southwest. But the winds are kind of strong, and well, it's plus 8 Celsius, but it feels like 0 Celsius. So, whatever that means. It's not the best. We've we've had a little bit of snow here and there. Doesn't really stick around. We had quite a bit in the last couple of weeks, but a couple of days ago we had a bit, and it's now presently melting. So maybe, fingers crossed, maybe spring is officially here, weather-wise anyway. Nope, probably not. Now that I've said it, I've jinxed it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me here. As mentioned, we're going to be looking at old portraits from Quebec City from the McCord Stewart Museum Collection. These are going to be between 1864 and 1898, and they're mostly portraits in terms of, folks going to the photographer's studio, sitting down, and the photographer sets up maybe a background or something, and there's some props, a desk with some books or something, and person sets themselves down, photographer snaps a couple of shots. But there are a few street scene and cityscape photographs toward the end of this as well. As per usual, links below for everything we're going to cover on this, as well as how you can get a hold of a fella down in the description box there below, email, BitChute, and of course, YouTube and Rumble. As always, we're broadcasting live simultaneously on the HooTubes and the Bumbles, so welcome everybody. If you haven't already, please, do all the things. Give a fella a thumbs up or a like, do all the other stuff down here, to help a fella out. Thanks to everybody who's already shared and subscribed. If you're new, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us here. If you're watching this after the live, thank you very much for all of your support. It's greatly appreciated. So as mentioned, this is episode 163. We're going to examine a few portraits, a few landscapes from Quebec City. So thanks for being here for the Sunday Funday show. So as mentioned, it's sunny, and they say it's warm, but the winds are so strong that even though it's a warm wind, it's powerful enough that it's actually kind of chilly out there. It's a little deceiving. You look outside, hey, it's blue skies, sun is shining. First official day of spring was a couple of days ago, even though we had snow on that day, but that's fine, whatever. But it's kind of chilly. I hope you're doing well where you are, though. Speaking of which, let's say hello to everybody in the chat, in the box. See how everyone's doing, what's happening, what's going on. Hippie Shake is here. Hello, Hippie. Good to see you. Howdy, Sig. Sig Sarah in the box. People will tell you. Yes, commented earlier. My Ogden hotel, the old ye olde Ogden hotel. Boots on the ground video from Friday. And yeah, there is an Ogden, Utah. It's weird, right? Well, shouldn't be surprised, I guess. There's how many Springfields are there in the US? There's Baja. Baja's in the box. Hello, good to see you. Howdy, Kathy. Kathy Broughton is here. Hello. Channel 53, how you doing? There's Ross, everybody. Water the tree. Good to see you, Ross. KJ's here as well. Howdy, KJ. Kinley Jackson. Well, there he is. Cousin Vinny over here on Freemason. Speaking of Friday Boots on the Ground, yeah, Cousin Vinny joined me on that one. Went and checked out, well, it was a twofer for you. The old Ogden Hotel and the old Chinese Laundry. Yeah, it's just what they call it when they reference it. Chinese Laundry. I don't know, man. But good to see you there, Cousin Vinny over here. Huh?
So now you know what I'm talking about with the whole New West Reset thing.
No.
What?
No.
What I said about Frankie Fingers.
Oh.
That Frankie Fingers
yeah.
a New West Reset of the sand.
Wait, what? Dragon Sage is here. Howdy, Sage. Hello, hello. There's Teresa. How you doing, Teresa? Teresa Gregory in the box. Odin's Raven is here, everybody. Howdy, howdy. Buonasera. Roberto's here. Hello. Good to see you, sir. Howdy, howdy. So as mentioned, links below. We're going to look at this McCord Stewart Museum itself, look into the official, his story, the official narrative on that. We'll just check out the Wikipedia, see what they say, real quick. As well as the founder, I guess, of this museum. And then we'll take a mid-show break. Give you a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek vintage footage Wednesday video. And when we come back, we'll have a look at this fantastic collection. Again, photographs from 1864 to 1898. 3/4 of them or so, roughly, approximately, are photographs that were taken in the studio. They're portraits. But toward the end, there's quite a few street scenes and old buildings and landscape photos and so on and so forth. So very, very interesting. Very nice photographs. Russell's here. Howdy, Russ. Good to see you. Thank you, Hippie. Hippie Shake Fast and Furious in the chat, in the box with all of the links. Thank you, Hippie. Although links below should be working for everybody now. As mentioned last Sunday for the live show, and I believe the Sunday before I mentioned that too. I've got 1 foot out of detention. I've been in YouTube detention. I've got 1 foot out from my strike that I had, part of which was I had to do a facial recognition video and submit it to YouTube so that they could re-verify my channel that's been around for over 5 years already. Oh, geez. You know how it is. Howdy, Phil. Phil Henry in the box. Good to see you, bud. So, yeah, I'm almost in the clear now with that detention. I got 40 days left. 40 days from my 90-day detention in YouTube jail. 40 days left.
40 days. 40 nights.
So looking forward to getting out of that bamboozle of a mess. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for winding down your weekend. Appreciate it. Again, if you're just arriving, episode 163 here, New West Reset Live. We're going to be looking at old portraits from Quebec City, that is, specifically. From between 1864 and 1898 from the McCord Stewart Museum collection. I do have the link below for the museum's online site with all of their archives and so on. So feel free to check that out. And Well, without much further ado, we quit goofing around here. And speaking of links below, let's check out what the Wikipedia says about this McCord Stewart Museum, at least. Get the ball rolling here with the official hubbub and whatnot. The McCord Stewart Museum, formerly known as the McCord Museum of Canadian History, is a public research and teaching museum dedicated to the study of social history and the history of Montreal. The heck is social history? Social history, often called history from below, is a field of history that looks at the lived experience of the past. Oh, sheesh. No offense, but that sounds like some kind of pinko commie gobbledygook. But anyway, the museum's archives, documentary art, dress, fashion and textiles, indigenous cultures, material culture, and photography collections containing 2.5 million images, objects, documents, and works of art position it as the custodian of a remarkable historical heritage. It is located directly across the street from, of course, McGill University. MK Ultra. Excuse me, sorry. What was that? Nothing. In the downtown core of Montreal, Quebec, up in Canada land. Whoops, slow her down there, bud. Yeah, look into the MK Ultra experiments starting in the 40s through the 50s, 60s. McGill University in Montreal played a major role in that stuff. Of course, those of you that have dug around with that in the past, I'm sure you're well aware. So let's look into this here, history, and see what the dealio is here. On October 13th, 1921, the McCord National Museum, as it was then called, moved to the former McGill Union building, designed by Percy Erskine Nobbs. It's quite the handle there, bub. A Scottish-Canadian architect who was born in Haddington, East Lothian, and trained in the United Kingdom, educated at the Edinburgh College or Collegiate School and Edinburgh University. Oh, that's just great. You know, it's real good. That's absolutely great. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. Well, at least they give the credentials of that he was a designer or an architect that actually went to, university and to become an architect, as opposed to just, I entered a contest, just scribbled the designs of the building on the back of a napkin down at the pub, and I just submitted for your approval there, eh? And, they get the job or whatever. You won the contest. Anyways, the collection was based on the McCord family collection. Since 1878, David Ross McCord had been adding to the already considerable collection assembled by his family since their arrival in Canada land. Over the years, he developed the plan of founding a National History Museum in Montreal, at that time Canada's metropolis. Oh, so he just started keeping all these dusty old family photos and assorted piece of art and whatever and literature, of social significance, with the idea of, I'm going to open me a museum one day. All right. Guy's a real go-getter, I guess. Starting August 31st, 2022, the museum was renamed the McCord Stewart Museum. This followed the permanent closure of the Stewart Museum in February of 2021 and the integration of its collection into that of the McCord Museum. All right. The museum was founded in 1921 by David Ross McCord, based on his own family collection of objects. Since then, the museum's holdings have increased substantially. The museum's exterior features the sculpture Totem Urbain, Histoire en Dentelle, an allegorical representation of Montreal history by Pierre Grange. Totem Urbain, Histoire en Dentelle. Really? You don't say. You don't say.
Ooh la 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 la.
So they have a few different collections here. They have Indigenous, First Nations, Canadian Indians. There we go. First Nations, Inuit, Métis, United States, Canada, Siberia, Greenland, dating from the 1800s to 1945. Then they also have dress, fashion, and textiles. 27,000 garments and accessories. Huh. Photographer, that's what we'll be diving into later on in the show. And of course, our buddy, which we've covered here before, the Notman Photographic Archives from Bill Notman, William Notman, which had almost 500,000 photographs and various items of early photographic equipment and accessories. Yes, we had a look at that not that long ago here on the show. All right, so link below for that over on the Wikipedia. And then let's just have a quick look at this David Ross McCord himself, just to see what's the dealio is with this guy and see what Wacky says about him. David Ross McCord. David Ross McCord. KC, what the heck? March 18th, 1844 to April 12th, 1930, was a Canadian lawyer and philanthropic founder of the McCord Museum, Montreal, Quebec, Canada land. This is KC. Oh, King's Counsel. He was a senior lawyer. Oh. So he was born in Montreal to a family of lawyers and businessmen of Irish origin who had emigrated to Canada around the year 1760. He was the fourth child of John Samuel McCord, Judge of the Supreme Court, and Anne Ross, daughter of David Ross of Montreal, Seigneur of Saint-Gilles de Beauvairage. Wow. This guy was semi-feudal guy in Saint-Gilles, which is a municipality in Quebec. His parents, in an upper-class bilingual marriage, inculcated in McCord a love of art. His father was a connoisseur and his mother was an accomplished watercolor artist. This guy was just set up to win already. Like his daddy was a Supreme Court judge. His mom was an artist. I know, that's shocking, right? No mustache. Normally we see some very glorious mustachios from back in the David Lee Ross. That's the guy. Might as well jump. Educated at the High School of Montreal. On leaving school, he decided to continue the family tradition and study law at McGill University, eventually becoming a magistrate who gained fame by intervening, on behalf of the original, I have problems today, the Aboriginal peoples in Canada. In 1878, McCord proposed the establishment of a National Museum for Canadian History in his maternal city. His collection was first housed in his home, and in 1919, his collection was moved to Jesse Joseph House on McGill University campus. It's got so much stuff that I can't keep it in my home anymore. I've got to put all of my stuff just in a house of its own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. Kathy Broughton saying silver spoon, baby. Dragon Sage just cut right to it. Entitled jerk. Oh, man. Anyway, so we had to house it in a separate building on McGill University campus. I guess it pays to be a privileged person in the area to just, could I just leave all my art in this building here on your campus? And the university was like, sure, go ahead there, bud. On October 13th, 1921, the McCord Museum opened its doors with a collection of 15,000 artifacts from McCord's personal collections. 9 years later, McCord passed away in Guelph, Ontario. Upon his passing, the university took charge of the museum, which today has more than 1.2 million objects. Well, they jumped to it in 100 years there, didn't they? From 1921 to today, say, 105-ish years. Went from 15,000 to almost 1.5 million. McCord married Letitia Caroline Chambers. Oh, I say. They lived at the old McCord family home, Temple Grove on the Côte de Neige, the super fancy neighborhood in Montreal. They are buried together in the Mount Royal Cemetery. Of course they are. Look at this place. In 2005, the Government of Canada Historic Sites and Monuments Board placed a plaque outside the McCord Museum in Montreal that reads, David McCord created one of the earliest and most important collections of objects, images, and manuscripts associated with the history of Canada land. Convinced that an understanding of the past strengthens national identity, he devoted most of his life and personal fortune to gathering and documenting some 15,000 items related to Aboriginal, French, and British history in North America. This man of vision bequeathed his outstanding collection to McGill University, which fulfilled his dream of founding a museum for the benefit of all Canadians. There you go. Really pumping this guy up. Wow-wee. Let's have a look at the photos. There he is. There's the guy right there. Wearing what looks like a small houndstooth check sport jacket, a herringbone waistcoat, and herringbone trousers. Jacket's looking a little big. Could have been the style at that time. I don't know. Doesn't say when this photo was taken. And there's the building that houses the museum that he helped to found, right there. Howdy, Bradley. Brad Johnson in the box. Good to see you there, bud. So there you have it. David Ross McCord, founder of the McCord Stewart Museum in Montreal, Quebec. I do have the link in the description below as well for the McCord Stewart Museum in Montreal, their online collection. This is available in English and in French, so the link below that I've bookmarked is for the English version. But as you can see here, there are archives of 4,431 objects, documentary art, 34,000 and change, dress, fashion, and textiles, just over 1,000, material culture, whatever that means, 19,000, indigenous cultures, almost 7,000, 6,700. Photography, look at this, almost 94,000, or almost 95,000, 94,602 objects. For a total of 132,295 objects in public domain that you can view and access right here. So quite a resource. So again, links below and in the chat for that as well. Yeah, that's right. Dragon Sage is now accepting castle donations. Yeah, there you go. Anybody want to donate anything? Yeah, I've got some dusty old books and photographs. Yeah, those are nice. It could be important. It could be some hidden things in there. In Nana's great grand Nana's shoebox of old dusty photographs. That's fine and everything, but if people are donating castles. I raise my hand. I'd like one, please. Yeah, that's right. The check's in the mail. Check is in the mail. Okay, where are we at here? Only half an hour in. Wow. So quickly here before we take a mid-show break, a few new things coming up here with the channel. As mentioned last weekend, cousin Vinny and I are working behind the scenes on a strange story about a school that they're tearing down in Kindersley, Saskatchewan. But the photographs that they're sharing of anything that you reference online, the modern school that they're tearing down doesn't look like the old original school that they're saying is the same building. So we're kind of diving into that. So look for that shortly here on the channel. Episode of the Knuckleheads coming up this week. Upon recording this, it is Sunday, March the 22nd. So, sometime during this week. So keep your ocular sphericals locked in to the channel here. Hit the bells for the notifications that don't work. Also, slowly, tink, 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 chipping away at the director's cut of Reset 1700. Reset 1700 Redux, Redo, if you will. I got to take it down, and I got a copyright strike on that, which is why I'm in the YouTube detention hall right now. So if you missed the original Reset 1700 Mudflood documentary, link in the description box below. You can still find it in its entirety on Rumble. You can also find it on my BitChute channel, but it's broken up into parts. But the live broadcast of the premiere of Reset 1700, you can still find that original live broadcast watch party there on Rumble. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kinley Jackson says that doc was amazeballs. It was the tits, wasn't it? If I do say so myself. Oh, man, I'm kidding. It was pretty good. But the director's cut will be even better. I'm actually finished with the video portion. I'm actually going to re-record all of the audio and try to get the sound quality a little better. And then I'm just got to re-edit the whole thing. And then we'll do it on another live watch party, another relaunch. We'll stick it to the man on YouTube for messing with me. So that'll be coming up. It'll definitely be after my 40-day YouTube detention.
40 days, 40 nights.
As we creep towards summer. And in the meantime, of course, as always, every Wednesday, vintage footage video. Every Friday, boots on the ground. And every Sunday here for the live show. And speaking of vintage footage video, it's a little early, but I ran kind of long last time. So how about you, what do you say we take a mid-show break here? I'm going to give you a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek said vintage footage video. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me here with, all of the
shenanigans.
So every Wednesday, I upload this, what I call vintage footage video. Old-timey footage, video footage, film footage. The older, the better, if I can find what I can find, unaltered, no AI, colorized, all that crap. The raw footage. I put it to music. I put it up every Wednesday on the channel. Friday, I do boots on the ground in the Calgary area here or in southern Alberta if I can stretch outward. And then back here every Sunday for the live show, and that's where I give you that sneak peek. And what are we looking at this time here? Let's have a peek here at, excuse me, press the wrong button. What is going on?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyways, let's quit messing around here. See what's coming up. I don't even know. I don't even know what I've got coming down the pipe for your upcoming Wednesday. I'm going to surprise myself right now because I have absolutely no idea. Ah, yes, of course. Heavy steam. Some old steam trains from the UK. Of course. How could I forget? How could I forget steam trains? It's one of my favorite things are the old-timey trains. This is heavy steam, UK trains from the 1930s. It's short but sweet. 2.5 minutes. It's a good one, though. Smoke them if you got them. And we'll see you on the other side of 2 minutes and 39 seconds. All right? Thanks, everyone. Cheers. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. Hello. Thank you very much for joining me here once again for another one, another live one, as a matter of fact. New West Reset live, episode 163 here today, Sunday, March 22nd, 2026. just a little bit past, half past the hour. Thank you so much for winding down your weekend here and joining me. If you haven't already, please do all the things, hit the like or the don't like, hit the thumbs down, whatever, it's fine. Share, leave a comment if you're watching this after the live. And again, thank you very much for all your support. Make sure you're still subscribed. And thank you to everybody who's already done all the YouTube things, all the Rumble things. As always, broadcasting live simultaneously on Bumble and HooTubes. Links below for everything, including how you can get a hold of a fellow on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, a guy's email. My location map is down there as well. You click on that and it opens up the goggle machine and my icon appears, this thing here. You click on that and it takes you to the link for a boots on the ground video that I've done here in Alberta. You also find a playlist for the vintage footage videos like we just came out of there, the old UK steam engines. Love that stuff. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cousin Vinny right there on Freemason says, now updated. Yeah, you're pretty current with that thing. Thank you very much. That's Cousin Vinny's brainchild over there. You get Frankie fingers, and Cousin Vinny comes around to help a guy out a little bit over here, huh?
So, Tommy, where have you been, huh? I've been watching Newest Reset. Huh? Well, it's Newest Reset. It's just thing on YouTube. He goes around, he does his boots on the ground thing. They'll tell you.
If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for joining in on all the, all the wacky
Shenanigans
that go on around here. And thanks, everyone, for joining me here, winding down your weekend on the Sunday Funday Show. Sherry Ives is here. Good to see you. KJ is in the box. Channel 53 and Dragon Sage are here as well. Howdy, howdy. There's Bradley. Brad Johnson is here. Hippie Shake, thank you very much. Appreciate you. The aforementioned Cousin Vinny is here as well. Unfree Mason. Baja is here. Howdy, Ross. Water the Tree. Dragon Sage. Scallywags. Yes, of course. There's always going to be scallywags. You know this. It's always going to be some scallywagging going on, to say the least. So thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate you. As mentioned, links below for everything we covered at the top half of the show down below. We looked at the Wikipedia for the McCord Stewart Museum, as well as its founder, David Ross McCord. We just had a boxes and boxes full of dusty old photographs and all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to start me a museum. Hey, McGill University in Montreal, could I just put all my stuff in a whole building over there? And they're like, oh, for sure, there, bud? And the rest is history, as they say. So speaking of the McCord Stewart Museum, why don't we take a look at this photograph collection here I got queued up. It's quite outstanding and very interesting because, as mentioned, it is, for the most part, studio portraits of folks. And I like these because we get, even though they're posed photographs and, the backdrop in the photographer's studio is set up by the photographer, he'll set up a table for somebody to lean on or a chair to sit in or what have you. Set up some tapestries in the background. But we get to see people in their finest dress and, pretty much of all ages and walks of life to a point. Obviously you have to be able to afford to get your photograph taken at a professional photography studio. But these are, from what I could tell from all that they were labeled, these are all from Quebec City, and they're all between the years of 1864 and 1898. There may be the odd exception in there. And again, the majority of them are portraits of folks, but toward the end, there are a few street scenes, cityscapes, so on and so forth. How's about rather than blabbing about it, I bring it up and we have a look-see. What do you think? Huh? And again, link below for the McCord Stewart Museum online as well. So the photography collection encompasses images that primarily document the social history of Montreal, but also that of Quebec and Canada. Its holdings range from daguerreotypes created in the 1840s to contemporary digital images. The Notman photographic archives form the core of the collection, with some 400,000 photographs from the Montreal studio founded in 1856 by William Notman and run by his sons until 1935. That's right. And again, we have covered old Billy Notman and his photographs, his studio, and that previously on the show. Excellent collection of photographs. But for this one, we're looking at just the overall collection here, excluding photographs taken from the Knott collection. This will be everything not including the Notman. So there will not be any Notmans. So I think if I click on one of these, it opens up, and then I think we can just scroll through them, if I'm not mistaken. So this is Georges Leclerc and Yvonne Mathieu, Quebec City, Quebec, 1877 to 1891. That's a pretty broad range of years of when this was taken, but okay, I guess that's what we're going to go with. Got our brooch on here and this nice pleating stitch. And then I don't know if this is crocheted. I don't know. I'm not much of a knitter or crocheter, but seems to me that's the case. Got a little pearl earring here, and it looks like maybe a floral motif. What's going on with this tie here? I don't know if some kind of design, I think. It might be letters. It looks like maybe it's a floral design. Of course, I've got the stiff collar with the wing tip, almost like a formal. At this point, we might still be where the shirt doesn't have the collar, and the collar is a separate component. So you put your shirt on, then you put your collar around, and you button the collar to itself and to your shirt. And then you tie your tie or your cravat or your ascot around. It's got a peaked lapel here. Very nice. Nice hair. Looking very dapper, these folks. Mrs. Doran, question mark. Some of these photos are pretty rough shape. We might zip past a few of these if they're a little dodgy in terms of, being able to see a lot of nice details or anything like that. What do you got here? Portrait d'un garçon non identifié. Oh, okay. Unidentified portrait of a boy. Not a waiter. Garçon. Let's see what he's got here. Looks like he's wearing a tunic with a waistcoat over top. Oh, no, it's a belt or a sash. So he's wearing a long coat with a sash. Got some piping around the lapel here and around the shoulder, down the seams, as well as around the surgeon's cuff. Very nice. These look like silk or satin buttons to go with the silk or satin lapel and piping. See what the footwear is looking like. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Pretty dapper young lad. People will tell you. That's Paula, I believe. Howdy. Good to see you, Paula. Got your comment earlier about Ogden down in Utah. Yeah, you got to watch when you're looking up or trying to research stuff online. It can get confusing very quickly and very easily. But when I was researching the old Ogden Hotel here in Calgary, I definitely came across a few references to Ogden, Utah. This is an unidentified girl, 1866. So she's got the choker with the cameo, and then I don't know, some kind of, I don't know if those are pearls. They might be black pearls, maybe. Hair looks very nice with the ribbon in the hair. And a cubed, look at this, her earring is a cube. So we've got spheres and cubes for jewelry here. An identified couple in Quebec City, 1865 to 1867, somewhere in there. She's got a pleasant look about her, but this guy's looking very sullen. Turn that frown upside down, Charlie Brown. What are you going on here with your pillbox hat with your little pom-pom? What's going on here? Some kind of military uniform? Looks like it could be. Or it could be police constabulary or something. Constabulary? A police constable. Your pocket's looking rough there, bud. You couldn't have patched her right up for the photo? Nice belt buckle, though. Let's see what's going on with the lady. Look at this. The poofy bouffant skirt and sleeves. Nice detail here. Of course, you got to have your corset or your girdle. Your brooch. Substantial earrings. Anybody watch John Levi's video upload from earlier today? Just looking at the old Sears catalog. There's a section in there, quite a few sections in there of jewelry. Men's and ladies' jewelry, you know, rings, pocket watches. Yeah, good point. Bradley Johnson saying overdressed for the war. Yeah, that would be like your you know, your formal wear for the military. For lack of a better term. And again, this is probably not how people dressed every day. They're just, you know, they're wearing, you know, your quote unquote Sunday best to go to the photographers. Although to be able to afford a professional photographer at their studio, you're not exactly scratching out a living as a dust farmer out in the prairies or, you know, in the Great Plains. A lot of unidentified people in these photos. Taken between 1865 and 1867 for this one. I'm assuming a brother and sister. A nice little plaid tartan, a tartan check dress. Looks like a little woven belt or a crocheted belt. Oh, nice little detail here too, I just noticed. Hair all done up nice, a little top knot. See how ironic, 100 and some years later, 150 years later, men are wearing their hair like this now. Like a Victorian era little girl. Got his string tie tied in a bow. Yes, don't forget to tuck your trousers into your socks for some reason. That was a thing. Couple of identified women. What's going on here? Nobody knows who anybody of these people are, I guess. I like to show these for all those people that go, everybody wore the exact same clothes. It's like they were issued a uniform. I'll say it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. Shut up with that. All you got to do is look at these beautiful old photographs. All you got to do is look close at any old vintage footage video up on the New West Reset channel every Wednesday. A lot of times you can see folks, it just looks like they're all wearing the same clothes because it's black and white film or this sort of sepia, right? So everything just looks gray or black, navy blue, brown, dark charcoal gray is going to look black. But trust me when I tell you, I spent over 35 years in the clothing business. Everything from, just a lowly sales guy slinging suits on the sales floor, right up to working in the head office, in the marketing department, and in the buying department. I'm here to tell you that black fabric dye is the most expensive fabric dye. So not every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Sally and Jane were walking around wearing black and black only clothing. It would have been too expensive. They often made their own clothing as well, except for highfalutin folks. They would have their clothing made for them. But look at all this detail in here. A lot of brooches and cameos. Like your top button is going to be a piece of jewelry as well. These earrings here. See, this is sort of a type of weave. It's not a printed pattern. It's a woven pattern. You can see that when the light hits it differently. And she's got some piping coming down. Even the bottom of the skirt, look. Cousin Vinny on Freemason says, haha, don't argue clothing with Frankie. Well, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I was in the business long enough. And again, different aspects of the clothing business, menswear clothing and high-end stuff too. I worked my way up from, sort of everyday affordable clothing stores to more high-end designer clothing stores. And that's when you get into old archives and fabric swatches that are made on, looms and other machinery that they've been using the same designs and the same patterns to weave the same types of cloth for, 200 years. It's amazing. See what this fellow's up to. And there's a nice gold chain with the stop. You loop that through your buttonhole. No doubt he's got his pocket watch attached to that, tucked into the pocket of his waistcoat here. They like to cover their buttons back in the day for your formal wear or semi-formal wear. Instead of exposing, the 2, 3, or 4 holes that you would sew through to attach your buttons. This looks like a little bit more of an old-timey style as well, where it's double-breasted, sure, but it buttons all the way up. You can see the buttonholes in the lapel here. So you could flip the collar up and this would button right up to here. A lot of unidentified people here. So, look at this guy wearing fur. Look out now, all you anti-fur advocates. Not sure what type of fur that is. Fox, maybe? Wolf? Not sure. Look at this guy's hair, eh? Again, those wingtip collared shirts. Not much else going on with this fella except for his fur coat. You'd expect somebody in Canada to have a fur coat, though, for sure. Howdy, Sig. 6 hour in the box. Good to see you. Who's this guy? We don't know. His chapeau, maybe. Could be a prop, but it's probably his hat. So now you've got a small pinstripe in the trouser. And then kind of a worsted weave waistcoat. They love their piping back then, which is sort of a satin strip of fabric, not strip, but a little border sewn in around the edges of generally your lapel and sometimes around the cuffs and pockets with a pocket flap. I always like to check out the shoes. Nicely polished shoes. Just your basic loafer. Or is it a lace up? Might lace up. Hard to tell. Dragon Sage says, I used to play in a band where all of our amplifiers were covered with fun fur. Wouldn't they get too hot and overheat? And then boom, stage fire, stage fire. Every musician's worst nightmare. Unidentified little girl, 1888 to 1890, somewhere in there, Quebec City. She's wearing this cute little feminine dress with lace and everything, but then these big boots with the buckles up the outside. See? I guess everything was covered in mud, so you had to wear boots. This little lacy little fringe here. This little detail on her sleeves too. You see how it has like a little cuff? She doesn't look too entirely miserable, although she does look like her Aunt Gladys cut her hair for her. Thanks, Aunt Gladys. You know I was getting pictures taken tomorrow. Why'd you do this god-awful bangs where it looks like they were cut with a knife and fork instead of a pair of scissors? Some unidentified dude. Oh, he's wearing a ascot. See, there's a piping on the pocket and there on the besom pocket. Don't understand this pose. Put your hand on your hip. Now you look uncertain and socially awkward. Perfect. Hold it and click. There you go. That'll be $2, please. Pastor of Castles is here. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Pastor of Castles says, thanks for doing this, Frankie. Oh, I love looking at these old photos. There will be some buildings and street scenes at the end, but right now we're looking at professional photography studio, Quebec City. Another unidentified bunch of folks. All right, it's Rue Saint-Jean in Quebec. There, look at this. That's wicked. That's a wicked mustache there, bud. Wow. Oh, see, now he's got the regular semi-spread collar on his shirt. Doesn't have the wingtip. It's got a little tie pin here. Looks like something interesting in it. Very nice. This could be any color, right? This could be sort of a powdery blue, a grayish blue, a light gray. Hell, it could be yellow, orange. We don't know. We're just told everything's drab. Well, because everything looks drab in these old photos. Again, this detail here. It's really nice work. I mean, this is professionally tailored. Whether she made it or had it made. Oh, this is... Oh, bless her heart. She's got to wear her house keys around her neck. Just kidding. It's some kind of charm. Nice brooch here, too. But you can see a darker color, who knows? But then even within it, it's not plain. It's got some kind of woven or printed pattern on it, just on the front here, on the placket. Oh, and around the cuffs as well. And then the lower portion, the skirt, I imagine I guess it's a skirt with the lady's blouse, and then the second blouse over top, because you got to wear 16 layers and be all modest. It could be a velvet flocking on a satin fabric, almost like a French toile. It ain't cheap, I'll tell you that. Or it doesn't look cheap anyway. I'll get the whole family on this one, the Bolet family. Sometime between 1889 and 1900, Quebec City. Why do they always dress the little boys up like sailors? I don't want to be a sailor. I want to be in the Air Force. Too bad. We're dressing you like a sailor. Little boots on this kid. She's wearing shoes. He's wearing shoes. He's got the boots. Rocking the culottes, whereas he's just doing the tunic. Hair all parted nice. This might be a little girl, actually. No, it could be a boy. It's probably a boy. You got 2 girls and 2 boys here. What's going on, buddy? You got 2 wives? What is going on here? Frankie's Fashion Hour. But even the baby's little outfit here. The patent leather Mary Jane baby shoes. Again, this sort of like a lacy or a doily effect. Not doily, but a lacy kind of a deal. At least they got the baby looking into camera for the most part. The only one who screwed up the photo is Dad. Way to go, Pops. Why are you looking over there? Even the children are looking straight ahead. But no, old wall-eyed Dad. Look at this. The shoulders on this. Nice little, I'm not sure what those are. Diamonds, maybe? Some kind of gemstone. It looks sparkly-ish. Of course, get those waists in, girls. Get that mustache out, man. There's his pocket watch. Very nice. It's highfalutin stuff. Oh, look at the hat on this. Wow, lady. Take away the sideburns, this could almost be a modern haircut today. You know how those hipsters are like to rock the, you know, the haircut. Look at this beady-eyed sumbitch. He looks surprised. What? Getting my photo taken? What? Click. This child looks angry. I'm angry that I'm getting my photo taken. Really flared nostrils and angry eyebrows. Did they paint in these eyebrows? What is the deal? What's going on? And it's just the parent's arm holding the kid up so they don't fall off the back of this chair that they've been precariously propped upon. Poor kid. It's not having a good time. Not having a good time. Captain Ferdinand Boisvert. The wife of Captain Ferdinand Boisvert. She looks like she knows a few things. She looks like she's fixing to tell you an off-colored or dirty joke. You know what I mean? Like a Frenchman and an Englishman walk into a pub, and you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop on that. The punchline on that one. Oh, look at this dapper fella. What's going on with this guy? Look at this. His shirt has a pattern. Like a printed pattern. What are those, horseshoes? I don't know. They kind of look horseshoe shaped. That's a rarity. This guy's got some money. Whoever this guy is, he's unidentified, but he's got some cash. Wow, very ruffly. Lots of ruffles. She's got her pocket watch. Look at all these buttons. All the, you need that many buttons to fasten something because everything's cinched in so much to accentuate the figure. It's kind of a funny time in fashion. The clothes and the accessories worn, and by accessories, I even mean the undergarments, right? Girdles and, all kinds of things that cinch the ladies in, bustiers and all that, corsets and whatnot. But at the same time that these things accentuate the figure, they're dressed very modestly, like full sleeves down to the wrist, everything almost right up tight around the neck. All of the skirt or dress lengths are right down to the ankle. But God forbid you show your ankle or your wrist or your neck. Oh my. Venturing into some dangerous waters. But in the meantime, we can cinch in the waist and accentuate the boobs. And even the same with men's suits, men's sport coat or blazer or suit jacket. Often would have some kind of rope shoulder with a bit of a pad in the shoulder. And it would be fitted around the waist. And it would accentuate the masculine build of a broader shoulder. Look at all of this. Satin or silk ruffles. And you've got this lace here. Again, your covered buttons. These cost twice as much as a regular button. And then some kind of cameo or brooch. Not seeing a lot of hats too. So this gives us an idea of what hairstyles and hair accessories look like back in the day. Because often when you see snapshots or old video or film footage of folks outside, everybody's wearing their hats. Another glorious mustache. See what this guy's wearing here. See, he's wearing, I'm going to guess, some kind of mineral gray, some shade of gray top coat. And then his waistcoat appears to be a darker color. Again, here's your piping. And they were going crazy. They're losing their minds for the piping around everything back in the day. Of course, your gold chain for your pocket watch. Look at this. I want my hair to match my mustache. You hear me? Poor hair on this kid. Looks like they're trying something and it didn't quite turn out. Sorry, kid, but it's too late to do anything else now. The photographer's waiting. We're next. Some kind of flaw here that's been colorized. Yeah, somebody's doodled on the original photograph. Great. These are actually nice boots. I don't see how they're fastened, though. 1865 to 1869. Again, a super wide range year swing in year here, but I mean, the zipper was invented at this point, wasn't it? I mean, if it was 1879, closer to that, it would be we'd had zippers by then. So maybe it's fastened with a zipper. I don't see buttons here or here. Anyways, it's a nice looking boot. But of course, you got to wear your... You going digging for clams after this there, bub? Freshwater oysters? What's going on with this tied around his arm, I wonder? It's weird. Oh my. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I got to have a look at what's going on here. This is what was commonly referred to as a handsome woman. This is a handsome woman. Michelangelo is here. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you. Ubucon in the box. Good evening. Howdy. Uncle Fester in disguise. Yikes. Sorry, lady, but wow. It's a lot of fabric, though, man. But, okay. What's this? Souvenir of the Golden Jubilee of His Eminence Cardinal Taschereau, Quebec City. All right. Fine. Whatever. Tintype. Ah, yes, these are photographs that the photo negative is used to develop the photograph or print the photograph on tin rather than glass or paper. And then it's got a watercolor added to it. Again, unidentified lady, sometime between 1870 and 1890. Yes, we better put some rouge in the old cheeks, madame or mademoiselle. Some nice earrings here. Something in the hair here, some kind of bow or I don't know. Something that probably the same fabric as her little kerchief here. Look at all this pleating. It's a lot of work. Oh, wow. Look at her cuffs. Look how many layers. 1, 2, 3. Well, actually 4, because the cuffs have 2 layers of themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4 layers on just the cuff. So this is sort of an outer lady's waistcoat with her blouse or her chemise underneath. Two unidentified women, 1863. Somebody and is this Lucy? Could be Lucy, Lou. No. It could be even a French. It's probably a little French girl's name. This is Appice, I think. Appic. This is an L, maybe an F. What does that look like? Looks like an L to me. Lou. Oh, it's Lourdes. Lourd. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, let's have a look at these. Again, tons of fabric, lots of texture. Oh, she's showing her bare arms. Oh my, and bare shoulders. You hussy. Not looking too pleased to be here today, I will say. Ruffles and brooches, cameos. These are quite lovely. They look a little bit less formal than some of the other ladies' wear we've seen, but still very intricate. Lots of piping and lots of pleats, lots of textures. Portrait of two unidentified persons, 1880, Quebec City, wearing their best fur in the winter. Oh, she's got a fur coat, a fur shawl, and a fur muff. Easy. Easy now. Take it easy. We're not trying to go there now. All right? Let's see what they got. Oh, look at the hats too, the fur hats. My. You could go for a sleigh ride in this and you wouldn't catch a chill at all. This guy looks like Sir Anthony Hopkins. Here's somebody who's wearing a hat that isn't fur. Look at this. So there's your seam. So the lower portion of her skirt is layered. So to differentiate between, they've done this neat little effect. Again, fancy cuffs. This might even be fur around here. Look at this guy. You got behind your back there, buddy. Don't worry about it. But I'm a little distracted by what you might be concealing. I said, just don't worry about it. Snap the photo, Dotterbug. Look at this chap. This guy's really flaunting it. It's a nice tie. Or cravat. Well, I think this is the first pocket square I'm seeing. Very nice. Missed a button here, bub. These buttons aren't covered, but they look like they might be brass buttons or something fancier. They might even have some kind of stamped or struck image on them or something. Almost like these little coin-like links in his fancy little chain here. This guy's just pimping. Oh, Lord. What do we have here? Ethel. Sit up straight, will you, Ethel? You got a bit of a slouch. How does she even breathing right now? It looks like this head doesn't fit on this body. Her head is so large and heavy that it's causing her body to squish down like an accordion. You're making me feel uncomfortable here, Ethel. Oh, here we go. At least she's got a pleasant demeanor about her. She looks like she's at least happy to be here. Yeah, I'm into this. This looks nice. I wear my best dress today. You know, with my fat ass dress that makes my ass look fat. And again, we want to accentuate the small waist, the bosom, and the derriere, but we're going to button her up tighter than Fort Knox. It's this funny sort of juxtaposition, you know? Yeah, I would agree, Kathy. Ethel looks uncomfortable as all get out. Sig says, what a mug. Yeah. There's a couple of these that the term spinster comes to mind. Look at all of these 1, 2, 3, 4 pleats. These buttons are covered with the same fabric as her outfit is made out of. And then what do we got here? Looks like her initials, maybe, or some kind of symbolism or something going on there. Not sure because she's unidentified. Nice hair, too, actually. You look lovely, lady. Lovely. And you look pleasant. If you were on the trolley, I would walk up to you and say, "Good afternoon, miss. Pleasant weather we're having today." This lady with her Bob Dylan haircut. Give me the Bob Dylan. Points at a picture of Bob Dylan. I want that haircut. Even still, though, with the ridiculous hair, she's still got all this fanciness going on. Nothing wrong with naturally curly hair, but take it easy, lady. This looks like a college prank gone wrong. This is a dude. It's a college dare. Some dude from McGill University was it's pledge week. Look at all this lace. Just everything's got to have lace, satin, silk, dead birds and flowers and feathers in your hat too while we're at it. Ah, thank you. Keys are a sign of status in Norse tradition. Again, going to dress them up like sailors. That's why they look miserable in these pictures, because they don't want to have anything to do with sailing. It's a little boy, you got to be dressed as a sailor. If you're a little girl, you got to be dressed as a bride, apparently. Maybe First Communion? It's probably First Communion. She's got her rosary here. Marie Valancourt, 1891 or 92. I'm not sure about the whole First Communion thing. I'm not Catholic, but that's what I would assume. What's going on with this lady? Unidentified woman. She looks like she's ready to beat somebody about the head and neck with this rolled up paper. What do you got there? Some blueprints that you saved from a burning building? What do we got here? She doesn't even have a watch attached to it. She just has a little sphere. Maybe that's her little snuff sphere. Maybe she keeps snuff in there. Or maybe she's got tea leaves in there. She's going to make some tea later. Is this the same puffy-haired lady that we saw earlier, maybe? With the Bob Dylan haircut? Answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Not at all excited to be here, but still put in a nice effort with the outfit there, ma'am. I know. It's okay. Just take your photo and you can be on your way. You can go back to suffragetting for prohibition or whatever you were doing to pass the time back in the 1870s. It's another one that looks like it's been colorized or something. They've added some rouge. Nice little, again, a little printed pattern all over this, floral or something. Look at these sleeves done on a bias or on an angle. Yeah, because that's easy to do. As well as these coming to a V. Very nice. Look at these gold hoops. Ooh wee! These tiny little ringlets in her hair? Oh no, it's some kind of accessory, I think. I was going to say that wouldn't take forever or anything. Must be some kind of hair accessory. It's got to be. maybe once you reached a certain age, you kind of would say that there's really no need for me to wear a corset or a bustier or anything anymore. Like old Nana here, right? Like, I can finally breathe. Heaven's sakes. Looking like a Quaker. Ah, there you go for everybody who loves hats. Here we go. The granddaddy of them all, the old top hat. This is what Canada was built on. It was the back of the beaver fur trade to make these. Not sure what kind of look you're trying to rock here, buddy. You're wearing a very formal chapeau, but not really a tuxedo or formal evening wear. This is more business wear, or you wear this to church. The top hat is a little too dressy for the rest of the outfit, is what I'm trying to tell you here, sir. But hey, if that's all you got, then it's what you're working with, I guess. Oh, you poor, poor, precious thing. My, I'm sorry, but and it looks like she's even biting her lower lip. No, maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, she's having a hard time here. Bless her heart. Hey, my God. I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah. She's cross-eyed. Very cross-eyed. Oh, man. Poor dear. Well, it is what it is, It's been colorized too. Purple and added some rouge. Yeah, added a little bit of rouge. She looks like if she wasn't holding on to this chair, she'd fall over, doesn't she? Like, thank God this chair is here. I'm hammered on gin. I remember belts like this from the 80s. It was like a stretchy belt and you just clip it together. You could wear it to the jazzercise aerobics class. You could wear it to school. You could wear it out to dinner and a movie. My sister must have had a dozen of these things in the 80s. So these are unidentified people, but somebody's taken the time to add a little bit of color and some rouge. Oh my, somebody's messed with their eyes. Oof. Yeah, somebody effed up. Somebody got fired for this. Or I'm just added some contrast to her pupils, boss. Yeah, you're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Lovely dress, though. These tiny little pleated fringe things done here. Oh, man. Imagine how long that would take. I mean, sure, they had sewing machines at this time, of course, but, Singer and whatnot. All around the bottom on this one, too. And down the back. Wowee. That was all the rage. Kathy says, my dad used to color in black and white photos. Teresa says, I still have my black stretchy belt. There you go. Yeah, that's from what I understand, right? The lace, well, back then, they would have had to have been handmade. I don't think they had machines like mechanical weaving machines yet. At least not something that could weave anything as small and intricate and delicate as lace, right? This guy's wearing pretty standard looking stuff here. It looks nice, but pretty standard. What else we got here? Oh, here we go. This lovely couple. Unidentified couple. You couldn't have shined your shoes, eh? Jeez. Wearing a bonnet. A shawl. This guy looks like he was out drinking hard the night before and forgot that he was going to have to be here this morning at 9 a.m. to get a photo taken with the wife for the family Christmas card. Bradley Johnson says, haha, just scraped his shoes off at the door. Damn horses. Yeah, horse crap and mud everywhere. Oh, look, a little boy that isn't dressed like a sailor. Ill-fitting jacket, though. And what's with just the one button? What's up with that? Or does he just have the one button done up? Nope, just the one button on his jacket. He's rocking the Latino Chicano look. Orale, vato. Where they wear the white muscle shirt underneath the plaid shirt and they only do up the top button. Orale, ¿qué pasa, Holmes? ¿Qué pasa? Sorry, that ain't right.
That's racist!
You know what I mean. This guy looks like he's surprised. That he's trying to squeeze out some. He's got a fart. There's no way around it. He looks like he's got a fart. It's another one of those stretchy belts there, Teresa. This guy fell asleep waiting for his turn. He's got a few wrinkles in him. You're a little wrinkly there, buddy. Maybe that's why he chose not to identify himself. You want to write your name on the back of this photo there, Pierre? No. Oh, what's going on with this guy? Oh, man, those are nice. I have a pair of pants kind of like that. Peaked lapel. He's got the shawl collar style waistcoat. It doesn't have a pointed lapel like this. It's just, it sort of follows the same line curve, doesn't have a notch in it or anything like that. And it looks like it's sort of ribbed or has some kind of pattern in it too. Oh, buttons aren't covered though. You see? Exposed buttons. Oh my. How scandalous indeed. Yeah, put your hand awkwardly on your waist. Perfect. What's going on here? Some kind of bracelet? It's not a wristwatch. She looks pleasant. He does not. He looks a little surly. He's probably upset about the haircut. I'm just saying. Psst, Becky, you left the price tag on your brooch. Oh, look at this. Get the piping down the leg. Is this a riding crop? Walking stick? I don't know. She looks too pensive. Moving on. Another Quaker. She looks like she moved a bit. I told you, keep your head still. But she had Parkinson's, God rest her. You know, poor thing. This is a great shot. Now we can see really, really up close here. All this texture and weave. All the layers that she's wearing. Look, she's got a choker here with some kind of cameo charm. Then she has her blouse with another little jewelry fastener. And then she has her waistcoat with her shawl. And her earrings, too. Look at the size of these. Sort of a teardrop design. Let's see the hair. Finger rolls that are, I don't know if it's not braided. I'm not sure what, but really nice. But she looks like she couldn't, she looks like she moved. Maybe she sneezed. Whoopsie. What are you wearing on your head, lady? What's going on here? Not entirely sure. All right. It's fine. Not much to see there. Wow, that's big and poofy. Holy moly, you barely fit in the frame. And she's not a large lady, really. It's just a large outfit. I guess if you had a higher status in terms of your wealth, you know, you could afford lots of fabric and lots of pleating and use 6 yards of fabric when 3 would do. Yeah, exactly. She's all dress. She's nothing but dress. Oh, here's another tin. The tin ones look really good, actually. They look just as good. We've got another cross-eyed bugger here in the house, people. I'm sorry, but what in the Sam Steele's going on? We had a cross-eyed lady. Now we got this cross-eyed guy here. I think maybe they were brother and sister. See how men's clothing is fitted to accentuate the masculine form as well. It's fitted to the body, wider at the shoulder, sometimes a rope shoulder with some padding. But still, at the same time, button her up high and tight. But yeah, these are ones developed and on tin are quite good quality photographs. Even if you are a cross-eyed so-and-so. Another tin one. What's going on here? Might be a pattern. It's a woven pattern in his shirt, I think. Like a floral weave. Pinstripe with a floral weave, maybe? It's hard to tell. He's got a pinstripe in his jacket as well. Looks like a adobe stripe where it's not a uniform stripe. It's kind of got little burrs in it. It's like a textured woven stripe. Nice. Nice hat too, actually. I have a hat like that. I like that. I wear a lot of hats because I'm bald. This guy is another one who's about to fall over. He's fixing to fall over unless he's hanging on to this thing. And do we have another cross-eyed person here? Yeah, maybe not. Close, though. But another awkward, put your hand backwards on your hip. But no one stands like that. Just do it. And here, wear your big brother's jacket for the photo. It's like 6 sizes too big. But I guess some people, maybe that's all they had. But then they're able to afford to go to a photographer studio. I don't know. It's very strange. This looks nice. A little bit more casual. It looks more comfortable. She just doesn't have, the whalebone corset or any of that. Bare arms again, though. Oh my, scandalous stuff here. Looking very, Little House on the Prairie, I guess. Little House on the in the walled city of Quebec. Oh, hello, sir. Looks like Beau Bridges, Jeff Bridges' brother. Lloyd Bridges' eldest son. I'm sorry. Another one that can't breathe. Hey, Slouchy, sit up. Yeah, no breathing sloucher. Look at this down here. Come on, man. She looks only mildly satisfied to be here today, but that skirt is something else, Nana. That looks fantastic. Like, that is really good. Very nice. Wow, we're only at 77 out of 400. Wow. These little people? Yeah, they are. General Tom Thumb. Group marriage of Mr. Charles S. Stratton, General Tom Thumb, and Madame, or Mademoiselle now, Madame Lavinia Warren Stratton, New York, New York, 1863. How'd this get in here? It's supposed to be Quebec City. All right. A lot of different patterns and textures going on here. It's almost like a small tattersall check. The little stockings or baby socks. Huh. Cute. Not sure about the Princess Leia hairdo, but all right. You're about 140 years ahead of your time with the Princess Leia look. But all right. Let me jump back here and see if we can jump ahead a few, maybe. What do you think? I can figure out how to get out of here back to the main menu here. There we go. I can kind of roll through and pick out a few. What's going on with this guy? Unidentified skater. I'm not really sure about that outfit there, buddy.
Gay!
Just saying. Just saying. Let's jump ahead a few here and see what's what. I wouldn't mind getting into a couple of the buildings and the street scene photographs. In fact, let me jump to the end and roll it back here. I think there's about 4, 5. Let's do this. Yeah, here we go. Edward Gingras Coach Factory. Ah, where they made buggies and sleighs for the horses. Look at all this. 1865. Looking like it's been there a while. Is that wooden sidewalks? Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Founded in 1825. This photo is already 40 years after the founding of this company, apparently. Oh, this is a print. It's not even a photograph. Poop. Here we go. View of Quebec City's lower town. Sometime in this 9-year swing of 1862 to 1871. You couldn't narrow it down? What's going on back here? Wow. And of course, you got all the tall ships in the harbor. These big stone structures with arched windows, 3, 4 stories, pediments, portals. All these dormers. There's a lot of stone in Quebec City for the older walled city. It's part of the Star Fort wall here for the Star City. But yeah, a lot of the old buildings in old Quebec, actually old Montreal. There's a lot of stone and not so much with the brick for some reason. There is plenty of brick, don't get me wrong, but Lord of the Here and How in the box. Good to see us. Says looks like Denmark or something. Yeah. Kind of looks it looks European anyways, or maybe even kind of sort of Scandinavian. Look at this. View of fortifications. So view of the part of the wall of the Star City, or the old Star Fort. Not to mention all this crumbled destruction around it. There's walls all over Quebec City. And then, of course, you know, the old portion of the city is still surrounded in wall. Wesley Methodist Church. And this crappy dirt road here on an extreme angle. And you've got this massive thing just perched right on top. Oh, not a problem there. Not a problem. Oh. Some really low mud flood windows there, perhaps. Not to mention all this tech and these bobules and doodads all over it. What's this? Oh, here's a street scene. Aerial view of Saint Jean Street, Quebec City. Look at the muck and the mud. But meanwhile, we can build 4-story structures and so on. Not a problem. The streets, pure shit. It's ridiculous. Some more photos of the wall here. And again, when I say the wall, it's actually, you know, walls on top of walls, upon walls, and then sections of walls, some almost completely buried. They only stick up a foot or two. Then others that are, you know, massive like this, you know, 40, 50 feet high, 30 feet thick. Some more walls for all you wall lovers. Amazing. Absolutely massive, massive wall structures. Quebec City Prison. Yeah, because you want to get all fancy like this for a prison. What's this here? Just going to have some random column out in front of your prison. Okay. This is interesting here underneath the stairs. What the? Don't even know. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you very much, by the way, everyone, for joining me here. Montmorency Falls, Quebec City. This dude just hanging out, getting your pants wet. What the hell is up here? Oh, hi. Huh. I almost just blew right by that.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Bet you dollars to Good Canadian Donuts is probably another one just out of frame on this side here, too. Some logging photos. Okay. Native gold nugget. It's not a gold nugget. It's a piece of art. It's not just a nugget. I don't think so. It almost looks like a frog or a lizard or a snake's head. And maybe he's damaged or melted or cooked out a little bit. I mean, you're not pulling gold nuggets out of the ground that just look like this, I don't think. This is, I think it was shaped into something and then afterwards got damaged and buried in a mud flood and then pulled out of the ground. I mean, I'm not a gold miner or nothing. I ain't no prospector. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that you don't just find gold nuggets when you're mining for gold or panning for gold that just look like that. Call me crazy. What the heck is this contraption? Some kind of dynamo? Shields Works steam engine. Montreal, question mark? Quebec, question mark? We don't even know the year, question mark. Shields Works, Connolly and Malloy, Cincinnati, Ohio. Look at this contraption. It's got your single piston. It turns this, that turns your flywheel. There's where you light your fire. There's your boiler. The steam would power this. I mean, it's not gasoline yet at this point. It's all steam. That's why you've got these pressure gauges on. But then this thing turning actuates something here, but I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Some kind of weirdo machine. Oh, here we go. You know what? I had never heard of this. I wasn't surprised there was a great Quebec City fire because there's always a great fire everywhere. But 1866, after the Great Quebec Fire in Quebec City, I'm going to have to look into this. This is probably going to warrant its own live stream at some point. Looking like every other photograph of every other formerly beautiful old world city that got supposedly destroyed in a fire. San Francisco, Chicago, London, and now you can add Quebec City. Let's have a look at a couple more here. And then we'll wind it down. What's going on here? Place des Armes. Place d'Armes. My family called it Place des Armes. The basically the plaza for that has the memorial for the armed forces. See, these already looking super old, but They've got low windows here. This one looks like it's already been closed off or monkeyed with. Even in this early time period, sometime around 1862, 1871. Again, wooden sidewalks and crappy dirt streets. But you can have a fountain and all of this fancy landscaping and wrought iron fence work. But you gotta have shitty streets. PCS World is here. Good to see you, bud. How you doing? Oh, look at this tall ship parked in front of this Commissioner's Wharf. Awesome. Hey, there's a bunch of dudes hanging out up here. Oh, they knew they were getting their photo taken. That's why they're just hanging off of these, whatever they are, sails. It's not the mast. That's the mast. I don't know. I'm not much of a sailor. You know what I mean. Ooh. Quebec dispensary? Oh, they had dispensaries even back then. Eh? I mean, I know cannabis is legal in Canada for a while now, but Quebec dispensary. You mean dispensary? Yeah, it's a druggist, the chemists, the drugstore. Ardouin Dispensarie de Quebec. So, Ardouin's dispensary. English drugs, chemicals, English, French perfumery, patent medicines, surgical instruments. Geez, you can get all kinds of terrifying things in here. Garden, field, and flower seeds. So you can come in here and get seeds for your flower garden, but then you can also get some surgical instruments. What is going on?
That doesn't make sense.
It's also a water depot. Okay. So a little bit of everything in that place. Here's the thumbnail. I'm not even sure what this building is. I don't know if it's the old customs building. I mean, it's right on the wharf, basically. This is the Quebec port here in Quebec City, the main port. So I'm guessing the customs office. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into it, but it's a gorgeous old building. The metallic dome and the old tech on it. Four-sided pediments. And again, surrounded by all these big stone buildings. And then all of this, you still have crappy, mucky streets. I don't want to show another fire photo. Let's end it off here with, oh, here we go. Two women and a girl. Just having a nice little picnic. And then you can see the shenanigans that is Quebec City. Where Chateau Frontenac is way up over here out of frame. But look at this harbor, man. Look how built out it is way over here on the other side of the harbor even. It's a black and white version. It's not really any clearer. The Mission pig merchant. Cochon. Cochon is pig in French. How'd you like to stay in that hotel? I'm going to stay in one of the finest hotels in the city. The old Victoria Hotel. Yeah, right next to the friggin'... No, it's not... No, that's... Pig is cochon. This is cochon. So, okay, I'm mistaken. I was going to say, imagine staying in a hotel next to a pig farm. Terrible. That would not be a pleasant night's stay by any means. Let's roll back here, see if we missed anything eye-popping, and then we'll wrap it up here. What's going on here? Gold mining. I don't think you're going to find gold in this buried stone wall here, fellas. Probably not going to find much gold there. Just saying. That's a weird photograph, if you ask me. Okay, this is a print, but it's an old map. Let's see what this tells us. Authentic plan of the St. Lawrence River. Operations to siege Quebec under the command of Vice Admiral Saunders and Major General Wolfe. Authentic plan of the St. Lawrence River from Sillery to the fall of Montmorency. So this is when the United States tried to invade Montreal and Quebec City and failed miserably. Who tries to invade a walled city built on top of a freaking mountain beside a river in a Canadian winter? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but Benedict Arnold did. After they tried to get Canada to become part of the United States through diplomacy with Benjamin Franklin, and that failed. Then they said, we'll just try to invade Canada in the winter. Always a very, very terrible, terrible idea. And with that, there you go. There's plenty more to see. There's lots to look at on that website. So again, links below for the McCord Stewart Museum and their online archives. And there aren't just photos. There's all kinds of stuff that you can look at online for their collection. Absolutely outstanding stuff. Dragon Sage says, got to work early in the AM. Need some shut-eye. Well, have yourself a good night, Sage. Howdy, and have a good one. Thanks for shooting in there, bud. Appreciate it. It's all right. I'm getting ready to wind this thing down here quick, fast, and in a hurry anyways, because Stuff Beagle's going live. So, make sure that everybody gets a chance to head on over there. Before that, though, speaking of old-timey, old-world stuff, check this out, by the way. This is neat. I'm going to mute the volume because I don't know where that music comes from, and I'm still a little bit in YouTube detention, but check this out. It's pretty neat. Just snaps shut. When the flame melts the candle wax down to a certain level, it the candle wax goes down, and those two clips on either side, kink, snap shut from the spring. You know what that is? That's the Victorian era, the clapper. Clap on, clap off, the clapper. But I thought that was a really, really cool, really, really interesting doohickey, to say the least. I thought that one was pretty neat. Well, check out this guy. This guy's having a good time. I'm not even going to spoil it. Just going to say this guy's having a good time. He's very creative. You'll see what I mean. It's- Guy's making music. The sound of the chair being dragged across the floor. Good on you, bud. That guy's pretty creative. All right. One more. It's time to throw in the towel here. Oh, I found my dream girl, by the way. Check this out. Don't pay attention to the guy at the top half of the screen. Just pay attention to the young lady at the bottom of the screen. This ticks all the boxes. Here we go.
Cullen, and I'm an eligible single lady looking for an eligible single man. I can cook, I can clean, and I can...
Whoa. That's talent.
Hi, my name is Cullen, and I'm an eligible single lady looking for an eligible single man. I can cook, I can clean, and I can...
Whoa. That's talent.
Justin Givner on the trumpet. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that guy literally musical chairs, right? Michelangelo with the musical chairs. I can't believe I missed that joke. It's an obvious joke and I completely missed it. That's a good one.
We are laughing.
Yeah, Bradley says talented. A match made in heaven, Frankie. Well, I like my jazz and my blues and my classic rock. So, Oh, man. All right. So there you go. I'm getting ready to wind this thing down here. Thank you once again for joining me. New West Reset Live, episode 163 here today. We're looking at old portraits from Quebec, dated between 1864 and 1898 from the McCord Stewart Museum collection. Again, links below for how you can dig through that collection online and check out all of what we looked at and more, as well as links for everything we covered top half of the show. My playlist for vintage footage videos that you get every Wednesday, and you get a little sneak peek at here on the Sunday live show. Again, the link for my Reset 1700 Mudflood documentary over on Rumble, my location map, PayPal if you care to donate to the channel. Certainly not necessary, but if you do, greatly appreciate it. I would love to send you something as a thank you for your donation on PayPal. So if you want to include your address and what size you wear, I'll send you a New West Reset t-shirt or maybe a cool trucker hat. I had merch made a while ago as a thank you for folks that wanted to support the channel here. So it's my pleasure. I'll pay for postage and everything. You ain't got to pay for a cent. You're kind enough to donate. I want to reciprocate. Ooh, that rhymed pretty good. So there you go. That is going to seal the deal here today for Frankie. New West Reset Live. We'll see you on the next one. And once again, don't forget, keep your ocular sphericals locked onto the channel here for all the upcoming stuff. Until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right. Cheers, everyone. Thanks a lot.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma.